But today we've got a little high-tech, low-tech, no-tech, and some wild hillbilly engineering that we might share with you a little bit later. Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot, everybody. Glad to see a good 98.7% of you today. The other 1.3% is a story for another time, and we'll deal with that later. But we have survived the winter storm, and although you can't tell it right now, 5 days ago there was 16 inches of snow and ice, and it was -3 Fahrenheit out here. 3 days after that, it was 75 degrees and sunshine. You get a little time on your hands when you're closed up with the cabin fever and start thinking about things. And I was remembering when the kids were little, we were obsessed with fishing 2 and 3 and 4 times a week, it seemed like. We'd take them out in the backyard with flashlights and coffee cans whenever it rained, and pick up night crawlers all over the ground and send them to the pond to catch a bunch of small fish. And usually end up at nighttime till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, a lot of nights sitting out on the riverbank trying to catch catfish. So that inspired an idea that I wanted to try, which is why we're back here in this location today. You can see this trackway running through the mud up the hill. We are back behind Skunk Island. And this seems to be the area where Junior and Sobey hang out primarily whenever we're out filling up the gifting trees. This is where the whoops and the knocks and all the sounds come from.
Yeah.
And it seems like here lately, since we brought these out and introduced the moon pies to them, that they've developed quite the obsession with them.
Love them.
So going back to fishing on the riverbank story. You know, in the dark, we would hang little bells off of the end of the fishing poles so we could hear if we had a bite in the dark. So I went out and found this cowbell and got it hung up on this spot with a couple of moon pies hanging off of it. And this, we had shown this area once before, but it's got all kinds of limbs piled up here on it, some type of a glyph structure here. And it's in perfect eye shot, peeking around this big tree of where we set the treats and stuff out at that second gifting area.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try this and see if one of them doesn't want to ring the bell for us. And there's the crows overhead. But it should be pretty obvious to hear if one of them gets into it. Now let's go on and get this walk started today and get our things taken care of.
They come right over your head. About 6 of them. More than that. 7. Wow.
But today we've got a little high tech, low tech, no tech, and some wild hillbilly engineering that we might share with you a little bit later. We already showed you the no tech with the cowbell. This just looks like an absolute racetrack back here. Now the mound area is straight back that direction. We haven't been back there since before the snows and want to get these trees done today, so we're gonna go off this direction first. So looking around at this spot right now, you definitely wouldn't know that 5 days ago there was 16 inches of snow on the ground. I took a little video out the back door of the house to show everybody, so I think I'll play that for you right now and let you get a glimpse peeking out the back door.
It's pretty messy. Pretty, but messy.
Well, so there you have it. A rare occurrence of 16 inches of snow in central Arkansas. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, we get it. Trying to look for a good footpath to come through here. Look at there.
What do you know?
Well, that's just about right. A little Chewbacca doll back here.
I don't know. Should I leave him?
Yeah, that's where whoever had it left it, so I'll leave it there. Apparently they like sitting in that spot.
Yeah. Pretty good spot back here. It's on the downside of the slope.
You can see where something's been sitting there. There's butt and heel tracks and everything else where they've been leaned up against the tree. Pretty interesting. We were able to get out here night before last and make a video for Rachel's channel.
It's the adventure.
And that was something different in and by itself. Got several spots of eye shine and some little tiny orbs flying around, and got escorted out of the woods by Sobe. So go check that video out. It's on Rachel's Into the Veil channel. It's called Bigfoot Orbs and Eye Shine.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know this has got to be another hangout spot right here.
Big ol' X on the side of the tree there.
But the woods have been just completely overloaded with energies and activity out here for the past 7 or 8 days.
And the other night, the more I felt it through, the other night felt like, I mean, it literally felt like we stepped into this whole place. I don't know if I'd say dimension, but it was just definitely a totally different feeling than what we normally have.
Well, I had already had the camera off at the end of her video, and we were already up in the backyard. But walking out of the woods, you know, I could look up straight ahead of me and see the moon right overhead in front of us, like it was, you know, directly over the house. And after we got the camera turned off and finished coming out of the woods, got up to the yard, I looked up and the moon wasn't there. It was completely back behind us, like we were flipped backward inside of a mirror.
It was just weird. And we're not unaccustomed to odd and unusual or weird, but that was something that really made us go, huh. And even in the video, you can almost sense when we're walking in and out of that energy, like there's this whole white, I don't even know what it was, curtain, if it was the veil, if it was an energy, and it wasn't until we got through that point that we even began to feel better. And it was further yet before we started feeling more ourselves. We were getting a little loopy, and we felt like it could have been infrasound, but at the same time, in thinking about it, it could have just been an overabundance of whatever was in the space.
And then this really bizarre, I don't even know how to explain it, this really bizarre metallic sound was just coming from overhead. It wasn't an airplane or a helicopter sound.
We've never heard it before.
Can't even describe it. It was like a humming, oscillating, metallic frequency in the air.
And you can kind of hear it, although when we were listening to it in real time, it was a little bit higher pitched than what the video kind of showed. And we've had nothing but one plane after another. We heard a drone. Even today, we've waited out, 6 planes in a row, and a drone. You can hear it.
Yeah, just trying to find a quiet spot to start the video. It's just been a non-stop fly zone through here today.
So something's going on. You know, we may not be privy to every bit of it, and we may not need every bit of information about it, but it feels a little better today than the other night. And I had the strongest sense that there had been interruption in like a lot of the energies that were coming in pertaining to the video about the gathering. It's almost like they got stuck here longer than they anticipated. I don't want to say stuck in a bad way, but that they weren't free to be mobile in the way. I don't know if there's energetic signature that these planes and drones can pick up on. I'm not sure about all those details, but it was just kind of a delay in them being able to get on.
Well, in part it might be some of my bizarre science project I was working on out here a couple days ago too, so I don't know.
And you have to ask which comes first, the chicken or the egg. Sometimes they give us ideas of things to do that verify what they're trying to teach or what they're trying to show.
See something red laying on the ground over there. Is that a lid off of a peanut butter jar?
I would guess a yes. I'd have to get up to it to see it. I see what you're seeing. We've been bringing whole jars of peanut butter in and I haven't found the jars. That's exactly what you're seeing.
It's been pried on and popped up off of there. Got a little piece broke out of it.
Now this is weird. What creates a hole like this?
I have no idea.
I mean, that's a clean hole. Perfect circle.
Well, I don't know.
And there's another.
That looks like a tooth, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know, but there's another little tiny one. And it is attached to this crack.
Like they got their tooth in it and popped up on it or something.
Maybe. Just odd.
Looking around on the ground to see if I see anything else right here.
We've got so many. Oh my goodness. Look at all of this. I don't know what this is. It's a whole mark.
Well, that's weird.
Gumbo.
Yeah, there's the canister that all that gumbo was in. Well, I mean, look how much brush and everything is right here and all of this.
That's signature to somebody. Feeling Dobby, of all things. I'm not sure, but I do know that that is weird. And this, we've been looking for 2 months.
Yeah, that's something we set out here quite a while back. It was absolutely full of gumbo.
Things disappear, but somehow or another they always show back up.
Yeah, here's something else that's kind of weird on top of this arch.
That is weird. I just saw what you said. I guess it could have fallen that way, but the odds of it landing like that?
Well, there's much wind and everything else. You would think it would naturally have shaken it down if it was just a limb fall. That's crazy.
And it's in an X on top of that branch.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Well, the crows are out in full force. This area is completely cleaned. I don't see anything anywhere. Maybe they decided to use the bucket for a change.
That would be an anomaly. By itself.
And it's all cleaned out. Alright, you want to tell them what you got?
Well, we have Ange to thank for these. And there's a couple of more bigger ones, but I wanted to see if they would resonate with these. They're marbles, but they have spirals in them. I don't know if you can see that very easily. So I feel like the spirals probably will be, what do you call it, attractive to them, and the blue. So I'm going to leave these in the sandbox for them.
Alright.
And if they like them, I'll bring the others. Oh my goodness.
Alright, so today for them, we've got their sardines, a can of mixed nuts, a couple of moon pies there, apples, peanut butter, cereal, popcorn, and up there on top of the popcorn are 2 big sweet potatoes, baked sweet potatoes bagged up. And we'll see how they like those. Alright, let's get on with it and get the other part done. And when we did her video 2 nights ago, we were sitting right there on that fallen log when we started the video. I want to kind of look around when we get up here, because that's where we were at when we got the eye shine on either side of us. So if you watch that video, I got up off the log and walked up this way and came up to about here. Right out in there, about 30 yards or so, is where that eye shine was coming from, and I'm guessing where that group of pine trees are all clustered up.
We're close.
We'll walk over and check that out in just a second. The other one, I'm trying to remember exactly where I was standing at. It may have been right in here. But that other eye shine, actually where you just found that big canister, that gumbo canister.
Is that where you saw the 15-footer?
Yeah, back in.
That would make sense if I was feeling Davy and you were seeing a 15-footer.
Back in behind those trees is that log that's kind of broke into a small pyramid shape where that canister was laying at.
Davy is huge.
And right in there is where we got that other eye shine at. I'm curious now. Just right straight that direction, so it's got to be where that cluster of those pine trees are at.
You want me to walk
That's
up
the
and
only thing that would make sense.
See any feeders? Big old
foot impressions all through this pine straw.
Well, anytime I have, like with Davy, for example, anytime I've picked up on him in video or energetically, he's every bit of 14, if not 15 feet tall, which means his foot size would be close to 30 inches.
There's something white on the backside of that pine tree. I'll be.
Somebody's sitting spot. I call Lily. It's dry.
Well, it's been dry for the past couple days. I don't know if you guys can see if I get down the impression in the ground there. Now that would make sense about the level of that one eyeball that came peeking through there. If she was sitting there with her back against the tree and looking out,
Well, she's got enough.
it would be about head level where your arm was at.
That's a perfect. I mean, you can just see that spot where we were.
Huh.
And this side too, so it makes sense if she was going on either side of the tree to get the better view.
Yeah, that's a direct shot of where I was standing at there, so.
Huh. Very cool.
Did you hear it?
Uh-huh.
That cowbell.
Those moon pies. He wants those moon pies.
Found the moon pies.
It's where you could, for Junior, you could put a bottle of hot sauce on it and he wouldn't care.
That's what I'm thinking. Just get a couple bottles of Tabasco and bring them out here.
Love it. And I keep an eye out in case I see anything move over there.
Weird, I don't remember that being out here. Looks like Junior's been doing the bottle collecting again.
That's a weird bottle.
Like one of those square juice bottles or something.
Oh, maybe. Glass though.
Huh.
Vitafresh.
A Vitafresh bottle. I don't know where he drags this stuff up from.
Pretty moldy looking around. And just kind of be aware you're walking because I keep seeing stuff darting around in front of us and beside us, ground level. So I don't know if some of the other energies out here are just busy with spring around the corner, but I'm catching something. It could be the people, but something moving around.
Well, we know where he was at, banging on that cowbell.
New toy. He could drive us crazy with that. If he likes it.
Banana moon pies would be like one bite.
If that, yeah.
Won't keep him occupied very long.
The only part that would keep him occupied is if it, you know, they're kind of gummy with the marshmallow.
Yeah.
That might keep his mouth busy.
Maybe we should get a great big box of taffy and bring out here.
Hey, there you go.
Oh man.
They're not even right. Or jujus.
You see what
Juju candy.
You see what I'm seeing in the middle of the trail?
A big old something.
Big old
big
pile
old
of
mess
it.
Of something. Oh, yeah.
It's a natural course.
Well, yeah, but we could have not done it in the middle of the trail.
Bigfoot scrape right there.
Yeah. And those babies are getting big enough to leave a little messy. Usually if we find it small like that, and I always think it's the babies.
Alright, so right there's the tree where I hung that cowbell.
See if we see anything.
Get my glasses to work. Well, I see the big tree, but I don't see the moon pie wrappers hanging off that bell. Actually, I don't see the bell. That fallen log, if you look straight back, there's that great big pine tree, and it was hanging right off the side of it. Well, I think our big hairy catfish took the bait.
He knows what we're doing. He always knows what we're doing.
Maybe he'll start clanging on that cowbell whenever he wants something out of the bucket.
Oh, great.
It'd be 3 o'clock in the morning to sleep, and outside the bedroom window, ka-clunk, ka-clunk, ka-clang.
God help me. You are in trouble at that. Look at all this broken wood. It's just weird. Splintered up mess.
Oh, that's all cleaned out as well. And just a couple little scraps of popcorn bag.
Oh, see. The beads are lower in that because they were up where the purple set up here. I don't know if I can point to them now, but if you stand there, I can point. Oh, so we have
Hello.
at least 3 peanut butter cups and a peanut butter lid, but I don't see the jar. Right here where these beads are, they were all up at the top with the purple set.
Yeah.
Bound up, and now they're hanging, so somebody's been playing and pulling on them. I say babies.
Yeah, there's a jar off or the lid off a peanut butter jar, and 1, 2, 3.
At least 3 of the peanut butter cups.
3 or
with
4 of them in there.
No top on them, just a bottle.
So this must be the peanut butter pad.
Peanut butter pad for little ones. Well, that's nice if they're giving them little cups.
Oh yeah.
That's sweet. And what's going on with my circle?
Well, I
Our circle.
see from right here that those Oregon blocks are kind of moved around.
Now this one's on its side, and this one's off of the rock. It was up here. This one was over. I don't know. I don't know if that's intentional or
I don't know.
I may just leave it for now.
Now let's get this other tree fixed up and we'll bang the dinner bell and we'll let them have at it.
Yeah.
Alright, so pretty much the same as the other tree. Got their cereal and moon pies, popcorn, a couple cans of sardines, some apples, peanut butter, and 2 big sweet potatoes. Well, we've had a long enough walk around out here today, so let's go bang on that dinner bell and see if he bangs his dinner bell. We may have started something now. There he is. Ring the cowbell, buddy.
I don't know if he does that for us or to let everybody else know first dibs.
Mine.
Mine.
Alright guys, we'll catch you the next time down the trail. Thanks for stopping by.